ghosts caught on camera. Turning the tables. Paranormal investigators Jordan and Johnny from the YouTube channel Paranormies were contacted about an old abandoned farmhouse that's said to be extremely haunted. Over the last 70 years, the farmhouse in Steinbach, Canada has been passed from owner to owner under very mysterious circumstances. In fact, it is said that no one has ever lived in the house for more than 2 or 3 years. Rumors began to circulate that the reason that so many people moved from the house was because it was extremely haunted by a demonic presence. New owners claimed to hear unexplained voices, and their children woke up screaming, claiming to see the terrifying apparition of what they called, quote, a bad man. And the haunting is not just inside the home. Strange dark figures have been seen in the property's barn. The couple who reached out to the Paranormies team say that they've seen someone staring at them from outside the window on the 2nd floor, which is about 10 to 12 feet off the ground. Eventually, no one wanted to buy this supposedly cursed house, no matter how low the price. The farmhouse has now been abandoned for years. Paranormies team member Jordan sits down in the home's bathroom to do a sensory deprivation session. So while team member Johnny asks questions, Jordan will be blindfolded with headphones blocking out all other sound, except what comes through their spirit box. What happens next shocks them both.
We're doing a sensory deprivation here. We got this camera and this camera. We heard some noises coming from this area while we were kind of just setting up the cameras, and it just sounded like it was trying to draw us into this area, so we wanted to do a sensory deprivation here. But we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. Jordan's going to be in here, and he's going to be calling it out, and I'm going to be wandering around the house so we can kind of just split up and see what we can hear. If you're the one who scared that couple off, can you make a noise for us?
Eat me too?
Or give Jordan some answers.
Johnny.
Did you hear that? What was that?
I heard something.
It was this light bulb, dude.
A light bulb.
Look. Oh my God.
That wasn't already there?
No.
Not long after Johnny asks for the spirit to make a sound for them, a light bulb mysteriously falls to the floor right outside the bathroom where Jordan is sitting. When slowed down, you can actually see their static camera capture the moment the light bulb falls to the floor. Now, this could just be a very strange coincidence, but what happens next is a lot harder to explain. While setting up more static cameras, things take a terrifying turn.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of want to set up a camera in that corner there, and I want to set up a camera either in this corner or... Stop.
Dude, what was that?
What? Jordan.
What?
Are you okay? Are you okay? Where should we go, dude? I want to get out of here for a minute, dude.
A heavy table takes a hard flip over all on its own, and the two investigators are understandably a bit freaked out. But there was something else that happened during this creepy incident. Something you might not have even noticed.
There's a lot that was going on during the table incident that I think was missed. And for me personally, one of the scariest things, aside from the table being flipped, was hearing the footsteps coming down the stairs. Stop.
Something seems to actually run down the wooden stairs, and a split second later, the table is flipped over violently. Jordan and Johnny take a break before continuing their investigation. Then they head to the farm's barn. The two guys question whether the necrophonic spirit box app they're using is actually working, and they get a very unexpected answer.
Is necrophonic real? So it sounded like it said. Whoa. What was that? That's what that was.
You throw a box, and you say yes, you threw the box.
So it sounded like it said.
Whoa.
What was that?
You make something else move.
What appears to be a can and a box are thrown across the barn. The Paranormies guys quickly run over to the back of the barn to investigate, but there's no one there. The guys have no idea what could have suddenly launched these objects into the air. Soon after, Jordan and Johnny call it a night and end their investigation. But after uploading their video to YouTube, their viewers were shocked to see something that the Paranormies actually missed while exploring the abandoned farm. Take a very close look.
This place, all the glass is shattered and stuff.
So it's got to be that window.
It'd be that window, barn. Shine the light
upstairs,
back here. Yo, Johnny.
What?
Yeah, there's a barn back there. Oh, I can't really see it on my camera.
Did you see it? What looks like a dark hand can be seen reaching out from the second floor window. This is the same window where the couple claimed that they saw someone looking in at them. So could this be the demonic entity that locals claim haunt the abandoned farmhouse? Did Jordan and Johnny capture evidence of the paranormal activity that has driven past owners away in only a couple of years? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full 2-part series and many more scary investigations over on the YouTube channel Paranormies. Someone or something. Paranormal investigators Tarek, Merrick, and Rimsey from the YouTube channel Paranoiacs travel to a remote abandoned house in the middle of nowhere in Austria. The structure, surrounded by nothing but snow, looks like something straight out of a horror movie. In the dead of night, the three friends brace the icy cold weather to explore the creepy building. They quickly realize that they might not be alone.
Bir tarafa doğru. Öne geçti kargan. Çünkü şuraya bak mesela.
Abi çok hani çökme tehlikesi bence
Bir
burası.
de evin üstünde kar falan da var.
Ha, kış.
Asur. Tam üstümüze yürüyor.
EMF açayım mı?
EMF aç. Ben de dijital kamerayı açayım.
Açtım.
The Paranoiac team hears strange sounds, almost like footsteps coming from the second floor, and soon after, a heavy door falls over on its own. They question what they might be dealing with, something paranormal or someone up to no good. The three explorers hear more strange sounds coming from upstairs, and they cautiously approach the staircase to check it out. It did not go well.
Seslerden ben de şoktayım da yine de hemen çekip konuşup çıkmamız gerekiyor. Şu bir mezara benzemiyor mu?
Bir ses var yine. Gel. Biz buraya bir girelim gel. Aa şu içeri girdi.
Remzi az bir çek. Yukarı çıkıyoruz.
Emin misin abi? Abi ne oluyor?
O nereden geldi ya? Yukarı çektin mi? Hiçbir şey yok mu yukarıda?
Çektim abi de. Resmen üstümüze attılar.
Hayır, yolu kapattılar.
Abi bence burada var ya hiçbir yerde gımıldamaya gerek yok. Abi şunun iğrençliğine bak.
Aç şurayı.
As they are debating whether to go upstairs, the decision is made for them as a heavy bed made of straw is thrown down the staircase, blocking their path. The Paranoiacs team decides that's quite enough of all that, and they just leave the creepy abandoned structure. But once back outside in the freezing snow, they take one last look back at the building.
Benim ışık yine gitti. Abi ses. Ne oluyor lan abi?
Tövbe yarabbim. Işık mı var orada? Az yukarıda da var.
Şu... Abi bir şey var orada.
Ne oluyor lan?
Abi bak siyah bir şey var.
Görüyor musun şunu? Yürü yürü.
Bu işin şakası yok. İçeride resmen cin düğünü var.
A strange shadow can be seen from one of the upstairs windows. The investigators believe the entity to possibly be a djinn. But what do you think? Were the investigators dealing with a dark presence? Is it a homeless squatter who was simply defending his territory? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. You can watch this full video and many more creepy explorations over on the YouTube channel, Paranoiacs. Meanwhile, on TikTok, a bus driver in Argentina claims that whenever he reaches the end of his bus route, which happens to be an old graveyard, that he always experiences strange, unexplained occurrences that he believes to be paranormal. So he started recording his experiences each time he reached the graveyard and posting them to TikTok. At first, he just used the TikTok filter Reality Ripple Effect, which allegedly shows ghosts all around you.
Detectar las ondas de calor y estoy acá en el cementerio. Aquella pared es la del cementerio. La concha de su madre, ¿qué fue eso? Esa pared, la puta que te parió. A ver, no solo la concha de la lora. A ver. La puta que te parió. A ver. Eso que no hay nadie, ¿Y eso? ¿Qué onda? ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? Toca el timbre, toca el timbre. Dale, toca el timbre. La puta que te parió, la puta que...
Now, it was enough to freak him out and also some of his more superstitious friends.
Acá con mi compa. Vení, David, vos estás testigo. Mirá, guacho. Hay algo parado ahí. El colectivo de los fantasmas. Mirá. A ver, amigo. No, vení acá,
But after he had recorded using the app for a couple of weeks, he says that he had a much more serious encounter when the bus was stopped at the graveyard. An experience that chilled him to his core.
La quinta parte. Vamos a ver si hoy captamos algo. La puta que le parió. ¿Qué fue eso? Parecieran como que me cerraron una ventana. ¡La puta madre! La puta madre, no grabo nunca más acá, Concha de su madre. Me están abriendo la puerta. Lo vieron, Quedó grabado. La concha de su madre. La concha de su madre. Me están abriendo. ¡Ay! ¡La puta que te parió! Yo me voy a la mierda. ¡Ah! La concha de su madre. No. La puta que te parió. La puta que te...
The Argentinian bus driver now seems to have stopped his late-night graveyard bus recordings completely. He hasn't recorded any ghost encounters since this last video. TikTok user DadSass says that she and her sister have been experiencing some strange paranormal phenomena in their home. One night when her sister is sleeping, their CCTV camera captures something truly bizarre.
So we've been home from the hospital for a while because our kids have RSV. And thank God I have cameras because my sister was sleeping and we caught this f***ing bull.
The family says that they have no pets in the house that could have pulled off the blanket, so I'm not sure what caused this. So, let me know what you think. 5 scary things caught on camera. Opening a doorway. Tomo and Hiro from the YouTube channel Omagatoki Film claim that a real estate agent reached out to them concerning a house that he found extremely difficult to sell. The agent says that the house once belonged to a family of 3 who mysteriously went missing in 2013, leaving behind all of their personal belongings in the house. The current owner is desperate to sell. He believes that there's a dark presence inside the home and wants nothing to do with it. He absolutely refuses to go inside the home or even get close to it. And all of these strange stories about the haunted house have kept buyers away as well. Tomo and Hiro say that the real estate agent and the owner reached out to them to find an explanation for the creepy alleged haunting inside the family home. When the two go to investigate, the current owner warns them to keep the doors closed at all times. But he doesn't explain why.
家の中のドアは、開けっぱなしにしないで必ず閉めてほしいって言われて、これ聞いた時なんかその人はなんかその宗教的ななんかそういうルールがあると思ったんだけど、
はいはいはい。開けて通ったらそのドアは必ず閉めるということは絶対守ってくれっていうことだったので。分かった。ちょっと待って。こうやって今ここから開けて入ったと。このドアを必ず閉める。でもなんでだよ。
Heeding the creepy warning, Tomo and Hiro respect the owner's request and close each door behind them whenever they step inside a new room. The two investigators immediately get the sense that something about the house is just a bit off.
違和感を覚えることが1個あって、扉をさ開けたら閉じるようにっていうことを僕らきつくお願いされたんじゃないですか。にもかかわらず、押し入れだとか、引き戸が半開きなの逆に。
でもさっきもそうか。そこも
全部そうか。ほら、もう全部開いてるもん。
確かに。すっごい本当物がない。
Strangely enough, Tomo and Hiro discover that many of the closet and cabinet doors are half open, contradicting the strange warning that they got to leave all the doors closed at all times. They don't think much of it and just continue their investigation. But did you see it? Tomo and Hiro are completely unaware of what they just captured on camera. But watch again. Someone or something seems to be standing right behind the rack of clothes, as 2 bare feet can be seen underneath. But the investigators just don't notice. Soon the 2 explorers begin to hear a strange ringing sound that they believe to be coming from the home's, quote, altar room. A room that is dedicated to Buddhist prayer and sometimes houses altars meant to honor the dead. They go to investigate, and things take a terrifying turn.
聞こえるよね。もう絶対聞こえてるよね。聞こえてる。リンっていうの。
なんですか。
鐘というか。
そう。あの音だよね。あの音。影
と戻るか。いや別に何も変わったところはない。でもさ、閉めてないやん。いやいや、閉めた。ちょっと。さっき出るときさ、閉めたよ。いや、閉めてないでしょ。いやいや、閉めた。いや、壁開いてる。閉めてる。ちょっと一回閉めよう。
I ask again, did you see it? Right after Tomo and Hiro enter the altar room and Tomo is closing the door, a pair of feet can be seen once again, but this time much closer. What makes the footage even creepier is that only moments earlier in this same spot, there was nothing there. Whatever is in the home with the two investigators seems to be following them. And then when they turn their back, the sliding door seems to open on its own. Hiro decides to do a solo investigation in the altar room in the hopes of capturing any paranormal activity. He sets up a static camera and then just sits in the dark and waits. After 30 minutes, nothing has happened. So Hiro gets a bit bored and decides to go check out another room. And this is when things get truly bizarre.
なんで開いてんの？俺閉めたよな。ちょっと待って。
Hiro hears a sliding door move on its own, and he discovers that the door to the altar room has once again mysteriously opened on its own. The investigator hears the bizarre ringing sound again, and when he turns around, he sees the creepy face of something staring back at him through the sliding door. Hiro gathers his courage and approaches the door. He opens it, and the face disappears into thin air. There's no one there. So did Hiro and Tomo capture paranormal evidence of a haunted home? Could it be the restless spirits of the family who mysteriously disappeared? Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire video over on the YouTube channel Omagatoki Film. It stares back. In a tiny town on the outskirts of Wagner County, Oklahoma, Reddit user LiveItExcuse1640 and a friend are cruising down a deserted road in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. They approach a long abandoned house that Reddit user LiveItExcuse1640 says has always seemed a bit creepy and has been sitting deserted for many years for unknown reasons. On a whim, he takes out a battery-operated spotlight and decides to shine it right into the windows of the abandoned house. The guys spot something downright chilling.
There it is. Busted up. Holy what? Go.
On camera, the friends catch a pale, creepy face that seems to appear from nowhere, peeking back at them from the darkness inside the house. Even when hit by the bright spotlight, the white face appears to have no recognizable features. When they realize what they're looking at, the guys hit the gas and speed away from the abandoned house. Reddit user LiveItExcuse1640 says that he's visited the house before, and it appears that whoever used to live there left in a hurry. So what do you think this is? Is it something paranormal? Is it just a strange trick of the light? Or is there something in there? Let me know down below. Scary people, places, and things. Now this next video was sent in to me privately by a Nuke's Top 5 viewer, but the source is unknown. All I know about the video is that a couple is out hiking through the Romanian woods when they spot something terrifying in the distance. One of the hikers pulls out a phone and starts to record.
Vamos a ver, pasa mi parte. Bem vine cu să mor cu tine.
Uite. I-am dat drumul? I-am dat
Nu
drumul?
să știu cu telefonul ăsta și-am pula mea că te vede că o filmezi.
Bă, pula morții, i-am dat drumul?
Să uită, handicapatul vrea.
Oh.
In the video, the two anonymous Romanian hikers wonder aloud whether, quote, they released it. I can only assume that they're referring to the strange pale figure in the video that looks like something right out of a nightmare. But I'm honestly not sure just what this is. Could it be something paranormal, a creature, or just a very bizarre looking person clad all in white? I leave it up to you to decide. One bizarre day in Voronezh, Russia, a grandfather and his grandchild are enjoying a day out walking in the fresh air. They decide to stroll down one particular city sidewalk, and it turns out to be one of the worst decisions of their lives. Now, in accordance with YouTube guidelines, let me point out beforehand that absolutely no one was hurt in this video, but it was very close. The grandfather and his grandson escape an incredibly tragic fate by only a split second, as a large chunk of concrete comes hurtling down from a building above. The two are unharmed, and so is the woman passing by. But what really makes this footage so terrifying is the fact that this was an intentional act. Turns out, a group of inebriated Russian teenagers found their way onto the roof of a tall apartment building. They then deliberately threw this large block of concrete off the roof with the intention to hurt someone terribly. Later in the footage, these same teens can be seen admiring the shattered pieces of concrete. Despite the video evidence, these teenagers were never caught. This footage just goes to show that sometimes people are much scarier than anything paranormal. Frank from the YouTube channel Franco TV goes on a very creepy exploration through an abandoned Grand Hotel in Montgomery, Alabama. Frank plans to perform a ghost hunt, but little does he know that the large building he is about to explore is now home to something much scarier than ghosts and apparitions. It turns out that a group of aggressive and dangerous homeless squatters have taken over the abandoned building. As Frank starts his ghost hunt, things soon take a very frightening turn.
I gotta be careful. I totally just heard somebody. Holy crap. That's a homeless guy. I'm gonna get out of here for a second. Go, go, go, go, go. Holy shit.
Wherever Frank goes, he keeps running into potentially dangerous squatters and just barely avoids confrontation. Even though he's somewhat aware of the danger, Frank still continues to explore. But he has no idea just how close the angry squatters are watching him.
I'm literally looking for other locations here that I haven't recorded just yet, but because there's so many people here, I have to be extremely careful and cautious at what I do. Because the last thing I need to do is get robbed, mugged, or anything. But this place is huge. It's like 4 buildings in one. I'm already getting sounds of people.
Frank is distracted by unexplained sounds and is talking to his camera when he passes one of the hotel room windows. To his viewers' horror, a hooded man can be seen standing right at the window, just staring at Frank as he goes by. At the time, Frank is completely unaware of the danger he's in, so he just keeps on filming and exploring, with no idea of what he just encountered right next to him. Now obviously this is not one of Franco TV's usual paranormal videos. In fact, if anything, it might be even scarier. Watch this full crazy exploration over on the YouTube channel, Franco TV. Reaching out from beyond. Popular Chinese ghost hunter Xiaolong is exploring an allegedly haunted location in a small village on the outskirts of Xinjiang, China. This time Xiaolong is investigating a sprawling farm where a large extended family used to live. Locals claim that years ago they would often hear screaming and shouting coming from the farm. They say that the head of the family, an elderly man, had a very bad temper and was often cruel to his family. One by one, his children and grandchildren moved away from him to the big city. His family never returned, and eventually the old man passed away all alone inside his farmhouse. Xiaolong is recording a live stream as he explores the farm grounds all alone. At first, he finds strange talismans on and above many of the farmhouse doors, suggesting that someone has been there to try to ward off evil spirits that might haunt the property.
我这一不吓人了，牛鬼蛇神都退让啊！你爸来了。 我操你妈，这是个符啊！我操他妈，这个符都落老长灰了。符，知道吗？哈密阿密摩咪摩，这也有。没有人气儿，这应该是做什么玩意儿的？还有俩模特呢。我操！我操！哎呦！我操你妈！
A large wooden board suddenly drops from the ceiling and barely misses Xiaolong. Now, this could just be a very strange coincidence caused by a loose board in a very decaying house. But what happens next is a lot harder to explain.
这有些线呢。操你妈！可千万别让探险的剪着这帮王八犊子！我操你妈的！我操！
Two windows fly open and the exit door slams shut. A little freaked out now, Xiaolong runs outside to calm himself down. Eventually, he gathers his courage and heads back inside. He soon finds a room cluttered with old furniture, personal belongings, and boards from the caved-in ceiling. What happens next is downright chilling.
这镜子也老。这真黑呀！哎呦我操你妈！这里头真有点好东西，全是这老棍儿，看着吗？啊！我操你妈！谁？我操你妈！
A terrifying pale face can be seen watching Xiaolong from the other side of a window. When he checks it out and opens the window, he only finds a small clay pot, right where the face appeared. But this was absolutely not just a simple optical illusion. You can see by comparing the pot and the face in the window. It's almost as if this strange face turned into a pot. Now that might make no sense, but this will not be the last time we see a creepy, unexplained clay pot. So stay tuned. Xiaolong explains that he now feels something very sinister in this place. A little later into the investigation, and he finds something very creepy. Again, we see a clay pot. Now, I reached out to Xiaolong to ask him about these strange pots, especially this one sitting on top of a covered cellar door. He explained to me that in China, occasionally clay pots like these are used to store the ashes of the deceased. The red cloth underneath the pot is placed there to ward off evil spirits. But that doesn't stop our boy Xiaolong.
You. 哎呦我操！我操！我操你妈！这是井！我操你妈呀！我他妈跟他妈的那啥是一样的呢？这底下还带个小布。
哎，哎，我操你妈，它好像动了呢！哎，我去你妈了！哎呦！我操你妈！那啥玩意儿呢？啊！我操你！操你妈的！操你妈！我操你妈的！操你妈！
After taking a well-deserved break in his car, Xiaolong heads back in alone one final time, intending to destroy what he now believes to be a cursed clay pot. It did not go well. A pair of hands seem to reach right up out of the ground, searching for something. The horrifying event is caught on live stream by Xiaolong, and his online viewers watch in terror. He finally makes a run for it and just gets out of there. So, is the abandoned creepy farm haunted by the malicious spirit of the old man who was left behind by his family? Let me know what you think. You can watch this and many more creepy videos of Xiaolong's investigations with English subtitles over on his YouTube channel, Outdoor Xiaolong. Top 5 Ghosts Caught on Camera. Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. I've featured the YouTube channel Ghosts of Carmel, Maine many times on Nuke's Top 5, so I won't go through a full recap. But put simply, Kent Burris says that he lives in a very haunted house and has recorded many strange supernatural encounters in his home.
The hardest things to deal with while living in this house, and one of the most frightening encounters, are in fact apparitions.
Son of a oh my!
Or do something. Oh my! One night, while sleeping, there was a loud bang in the bedroom that woke me up. I started hearing faint voices, so I picked up my cell phone camera and started recording.
One night, Ken hears voices coming from downstairs and records as he heads down to investigate. He is not prepared for what he finds waiting in the dark first floor TV room.
Son of a... What the hell are you? Honey?
As Kent walks into the pitch black room, the TV has somehow turned itself on. Now, this might explain the voices, but as he pans his camera around the room, a dark shape suddenly appears right in front of the television screen. The shadow figure seems to collapse into itself as it disappears right in front of his eyes.
What the hell are you? I did not go back to sleep that night.
So did Kent capture yet another shadow apparition in his haunted house? You decide. You can watch this full documentary over on the YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Meanwhile, on TikTok, paranormal investigator Bradford from the YouTube channel The Haunted Lair travels to the abandoned Lakeville State Hospital in Massachusetts. The hospital opened in 1910 and served as a sanatorium to treat patients suffering from tuberculosis and other chronic and crippling conditions. Sadly, the patient list included many abandoned and orphaned children, who were often terribly mistreated by the hospital staff. It is rumored that many of these children were buried on the hospital grounds in unmarked graves. Lakeville Hospital was closed in 1993. The large property has been left empty and abandoned ever since. The old hospital is believed to be haunted by the patients who passed away inside its walls. Bradford is joined by his friend Nikki as they explore the creepy hospital. When they find the morgue, Bradford decides to lay down inside one of the morgue's empty body storage lockers. As he's laying there, he experiences something absolutely chilling.
Make some kind of banging noise? Nikki, do you hear that banging noise? I'm not moving, and it's in the same bed as me, dude. Who's here with me? You really can't hear that, Nikki? You're gonna have like 15 minutes of you're trying to listen to right now.
So if anybody's in here with me, I'm gonna put this little speaker on
Are you walking around right now? Nikki?
I'm right here.
You're not moving?
I'm right here.
I legit just had a shadow at the bottom of my feet.
Bradford begins to hear a strange tapping sound coming from somewhere nearby, somewhere inside the morgue body locker with him. But things get even stranger as he sees what appears to be a small shadow-like apparition moving upwards and out of sight. He immediately asks his friend Nikki if she's moving around or possibly casting a shadow, but she quickly says that she hasn't moved an inch, and even in the recording we can hear that there's no sound of anyone moving.
Are you walking around right now? Nikki?
I'm right here.
You're not moving?
I'm right here. My feet haven't moved.
So is the Lakeville State Hospital haunted by the patients who passed away there? Let me know what you think. Bradford shared his creepy clips on TikTok, and you can also see his full exploration of the Lakeview Hospital on his YouTube channel, The Haunted Lair. German TikTok user Arvin.de travels to the hometown of one of the most well-known exorcism cases of all time, that of Anneliese Michels. In 1975, Anneliese Michels' family claimed that she demonstrated strange behavior and dark supernatural abilities. Even Anneliese herself claimed that she was possessed by a demon. The church was called in, and Anneliese Michels went through a total of 67 exorcisms. She passed away under mysterious circumstances in her home at the age of 23. German TikToker Arvin finds a cabin that is said to have belonged to the Michels family. When he records the inside of the cabin for his TikTok page, he has no idea that he's being watched by something. Did you see it? When Arvin pans his camera, a face can be seen quickly moving away from a hole in the cabin's ceiling. Arvin says he has no idea what this creepy face could be, and he only noticed it after TikTok viewers pointed it out. So, Is it a real face? Is it a trick of the light? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. When the lights go out. Abiud Hernandez Alvarez claims that his apartment in Mexico City is extremely haunted by a vengeful female spirit. Now, for over a year, he has been documenting the terrifying encounters that he says take place in his apartment on a daily basis. On Nuke's Top 5, I've featured his continuing strange story several times. So, let's take a very quick look back. Even creepier, Abiud has had some chilling physical encounters with the spirit that haunts his apartment, including the disturbing sound of high heels walking through his home when no one else is there. And he has even caught the apparition on camera. But oddly enough, up to this point, the specter has only appeared in the reflection of mirrors throughout his house. Once in his bedroom mirror. And then again, the ghost was caught on camera in a mirror in his living room. At first, when this began in early 2020, Abiud said that he didn't mind the mild paranormal occurrences around his home. In fact, he said that he simply found them intriguing, but not necessarily scary. However, since then, things have taken a terrifying turn. The haunting in his home has become much more violent and extreme, and at this point, Abiud says that the strange experiences and loud sounds have become so intense that he can't even sleep at night. Abiud recently uploaded an all-new video where he documents a supernatural experience in his home. The late-night encounter is absolutely terrifying. Abiud experiences a power outage in his home, which he has mentioned in previous videos often occurs when the supernatural activity becomes very extreme. So he grabs his camera and starts to record. He experiences a few chilling events, but then he once again hears the loud clack of high-heeled shoes on his floor. The footsteps seem to be coming closer and closer. When Abiud turns around, he is shocked to see the horrifying figure of a woman who seems to be creepily smiling back at him. The apparition disappears into thin air, and soon after, the lights in Abiud's apartment come back on and he cuts the camera. Now, after carefully reviewing and enhancing the footage in this video, I discovered another creepy event that most viewers didn't even notice. Even when the video is brightened and slowed down, the strange occurrence is still a little hard to make out. So, did you see it? There's a teddy bear sitting in a chair in the corner of the room, but when Abiud pans toward a mirror, the teddy bear is not there in the mirror's reflection. Then, as he pans back toward the chair, the bear is still there, though it seems to have shifted into a different position. This is just seconds before the terrifying apparition of a woman is caught on camera. So, just what do you think happened to Abiud Hernandez Alvarez in his Mexico City apartment? Is he capturing real paranormal evidence of a terrifying haunting? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com. Caught on CCTV. This first video was recorded by a security camera on a very rainy night in Iguatu, Brazil. The footage shows a mysterious woman who looks very confused as she's crossing a rain-flooded road. What makes the footage so strange is that the woman seems to be slowly disappearing. She looks incredibly pale and is walking through the heavy rainstorm with hardly any clothing. And eventually, she just disappears. Now, normally I would just dismiss this clip as some strange video compression artifact, and I'd probably say that the digital camera just wasn't keeping up with her movements. However, a few moments later in the video, a motorcycle speeds down the same road. Unlike the woman, the motorcycle is completely visible, even though it's traveling at a very fast speed. Likewise, the truck in the footage is completely clear. Brazilian video experts are baffled by the bizarre footage. However, locals believe that the strange woman might be the ghost of someone who lost her life on this small stretch of road. And their arguments are fairly compelling. Because just why was this woman walking around out in a storm, in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere, on a dangerously flooded road? Let me know what you think. Nukestop 5 viewer Jesse Worthington emailed me directly about a video he recorded of some bizarre CCTV security footage. The video shows something Jesse and his friend Sarah just can't explain. And I can't really explain it either.
No, just let it play normal.
Okay. Didn't do slow?
Yeah. Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Look how tall they are.
Whoa.
That ain't nothing. Wait till she slows it up. You see the face. Right there, that was the face.
No, not yet.
There it was.
It's coming right there.
Yeah, it was.
See right there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like I want a shot from this too. From this, when we do. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, hey.
That ain't.
This last one is what gives me.
Yeah. Right there. See that?
There
right
you go. There you go.
Whoa. No way.
The recording shows a bright light seemingly peeking from behind a house in a suburban neighborhood. The bright abnormality changes shape as it appears multiple times. Then it seems to morph into two separate lights and just floats away and disappears. A group of friends watch in disbelief. Jesse thinks that it might be some kind of entity accidentally captured on CCTV. As for me, I've honestly never seen anything like this. But just what do you think? Could it be swamp gas, ball lightning, a very odd electrical discharge, or something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments. In another video captured on CCTV, Reddit user Lazy Ray Scallion explains that her cousin sent her a creepy video that was recorded in the conference room of a casino in her hometown. Redditor Lazy Ray Scallion also claims that human remains were found during the construction of the casino in which the conference room is located. The video is chilling. Just as the clock hits the midnight hour, a shadow-like transparent figure can be seen walking from one door to the other in the back of the conference room. Again, I might dismiss this video as a camera glitch, but notice that the figure seems to appear through a closed door and exits through another closed door, which makes the footage very compelling. But is it real, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. A scary night at the movies. In this next video, popular Chinese ghost hunter Xiao Long and his friend Xiao Shen are exploring an old theater in northern China that has been abandoned for at least 40 years. The two friends find old machinery, projectors, and films dating back to the 1980s. It's unclear why the large theater was abandoned or why so much expensive and collectible film equipment was left behind. As they explore the creepy building, the two ghost hunters try to lighten the mood and joke around as they find the women's restroom.
乐于你用车是我说。Are you woman? Are you ready? We are here. Woman, we are here. Welcome to 女厕所。
Xiaolong and his friends speak English as they jokingly call out to the spirits that might be lingering inside the theater, or at least the ones lingering in the women's restroom. But after the fun and games, things start to get a bit creepy. When they find the seating area and explore the theater's enormous stage, something seems to be there with them. Something terrifying.
封闭似的，怪不得他妈这老他妈那啥了。哎，我这是啥呀？我操你妈，是影吗？我滚你妈逼！别吵！我操，没了！哎，我操！我操你妈！我操你！啊！烟儿！我操你！啊！三儿！我操你妈！我去你妈呀！
Xiaolong and Xiao Shen watch in horror as two mysterious unexplained figures appear right behind the theater screen. When they run to investigate, there's no one there. They search, but they can't find a logical explanation for what they just saw. And then things go from bad to worse.
我操！就是我们俩，我鸡巴犊子，后边反光，那反光，不对，那不可能是咱俩。啊！我操！啊！我操！我操！啊！我老学你们！我操你妈！我操你妈！我你妈！谁呀？谁？啊！我操你妈！谁呀？谁？ 我操！我去！操你妈！谁？我操你妈！我操你妈！不行了！我操你妈！龙哥，你怎么回事啊？怎么？过来！我没事的，过来！我操！谁？
The entire front row of the theater seats flip down on their own, and then the theater door closes. The two friends are then led on a wild goose chase as they pursue something that seems to slam doors shut right in front of them. Unable to find the source of the strange activity, they return to the theater's seating area. A pale figure seems to be watching them from one of the windows on the third floor. They charge up the stairs, but the mysterious apparition has disappeared. Back in the seating area, they demand the presence show itself, even going so far as to call the ghost a coward. It did not go well.
让我出来呀！操你妈！操你妈！操你妈！我操你妈！我操你妈！操你妈！ 操你妈的！
A small bucket lying on the floor seems to move on its own. So, obviously, they proceed to kick that bucket's ass. As you do when there's a haunted bucket. But then things get much more serious and downright terrifying.
我操！我操你妈！哎，兄弟们快在上面！我操！操你妈！
Even though there doesn't seem to be any electricity in the rest of the building, the theater lights seem to be powered and suddenly turn on by themselves. Even more horrifying, they illuminate no less than 6 dark shadowy figures lurking in the seating area, seemingly watching Xiaolong and his friend from the darkness. The two explorers are absolutely horrified, but things get even worse when all the lights suddenly turn off, including the explorers' handheld flashlights. Once Xiaolong gets his flashlight working again, the two make a run for it. You can watch this full exploration over on the YouTube channel, Outdoor Xiaolong. And by the way, I wanted to say there was a fake YouTube channel pretending to be Xiaolong's official channel.
Hello， 我是户外小龙，在这里我郑重告诫频道户外小龙铁粉皮儿，你已经严重了侵犯了我的隐私权、品牌权以及版权，请立刻停止你的。以后我的视频将会在户外小龙幽灵猎人唯一官方频道展出，以及友情授权的 Next Top File。感谢 YouTube 上面的每一位粉丝对我的喜欢与支持。
So if you were subbed to the other channel, definitely go subscribe to his real YouTube channel, Outdoor Xiaolong. There are all new videos there, and they even have English subtitles. The Belshaw House Haunting. In the 1870s, in the small California mining town of Cerro Gordo, California, 2 children were playing hide and seek in the house of wealthy local businessman Mortimer Belshaw while he was out. The children hid in a large steamer trunk in the master bedroom when the latch became stuck, trapping them inside. Tragically, the 2 children suffocated inside the steamer trunk. Cut to modern day. Visitors and workers at the historic Belshaw house in Cerro Gordo claim that the ghosts of the 2 children still haunt the home. Sometimes people hear the sound of children laughing and running, but other times they hear terrifying screams and banging. Many visitors who have slept in the master bedroom claim to have felt a strange heavy pressure on their chest. So, friends Brandon, Corey, Corbin, Elton, and Matt from the YouTube channel TFIL traveled to Cerro Gordo to spend the night investigating the creepy Belshaw house. The group decides to leave Corey and Matt all alone in the allegedly extremely haunted master bedroom. It did not go well. Matt lies down on the bed and is surrounded by cat bell toys that shine colorful lights when touched or moved. Corey sits down next to the bed and the 2 investigators begin to ask questions directed at any spirits that might be haunting the old home. A static camera records as they soon begin to experience some very creepy activity.
If there's anyone here with us, can you give us a sign?
Did you just f***ing hear that?
What'd you hear?
You're joking.
What'd you hear?
Dude.
What'd you hear?
Over there.
What'd you hear?
Where all the nights...
I felt like I heard or something, dude.
Oh my god,
I thought for sure I was making that up.
You just said, can you give us a sign? And it goes,
I thought for sure I made that up. Like, I thought for sure I was like...
Like, you heard that in your head?
Yeah.
No, I heard that. If that was you, could you give us a knock or maybe light up one of these balls on the bed? Are you hearing this over here?
I didn't hear that one.
Dude, I'm freaking out, bro. If you were a boy, can you knock 1 time? And if you are a girl, can you knock 2 times?
You heard that shit over here? You heard that shit? You heard that, right? I thought it was 1.
Corey and Matt both hear a strange sound that seems like a deep breath. Not once, but twice. The creepy EVP is then followed by the unexplained sound of knocking. The 2 friends begin to get a bit freaked out by what they are hearing in the dark room. And then, things get much worse.
What? Something just pulled my chair. Oh!
Dude, are you serious?
And then something just pulled my shirt.
Are you serious?
Whoa! Dude!
No.
I'm not even kidding.
Are you serious?
Was this open?
Yeah, that was open.
Dude, something, I felt the chair go like that, and then as I stand up, I feel my jacket go like that.
On. How hard was it?
Oh, and the chair was like this. I'm not even kidding. Like, as I'm sitting on it, I felt the chair creak this way.
Corey jumps up, saying that he felt like the chair he was sitting on was being moved around and that something was pulling at his jacket. What the 2 don't know is that the static camera in the room captured something that they couldn't see. Something absolutely terrifying. So, did you see it? Right before Corey jumps up, a strange white figure can be seen floating towards him and then disappearing into thin air. Now, I'm not entirely sure what to think of this bizarre figure other than to say that it does look very odd. So I leave it up to you to decide. Is it real, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. You You can check out this full video over on the YouTube channel, TFIL.